Hello, this is Top Prep Sports Interviews by Sunil Sunder Raj. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Enrique Ordoñez. Enrique will be an incoming freshman at Nease High School in Ponte, Vedra, Florida this fall, and played 3 years on the Mill Creek Academy football team. Once again, Enrique, thank you so much for taking time out. Great to be speaking with you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Hey, congrats on your success, especially at Mill Creek Academy. This past season, leading the team to the first ever playoff berth. I mean, the team has only been in third year of existence. You played wide receiver and linebacker, led the team in touchdowns with 6. Just talk about. I mean, when I look at you, 5'6", 155. I mean, you got the heart of a lion and a champion. I mean, the fact that said you guys were able to enjoy that level of success this past season. Just describe the season, Enrique.
Yeah, I mean the season was pretty good this year. I played all 3 years that the school has had a football team, and the first 2 years we weren't like that great. The first year we didn't win a single game. We lost like every game by at least like about 40, 30 points. It was hard. And last year we got our very first win in school history, which I was glad to be a part of. And then this year we just tacked on a lot more wins and made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's terrific. Can you just talk about the level of competition, these past 3 years, at Mill Creek Academy, and just the support from the coaching staff as well, Enrique?
Yeah, I mean, the first year I was really small. I didn't. The team was just horrible the first year, but the
Mm-hmm.
coaches like always, even though we lost every game by a lot, they'd always motivate us to keep on practicing, keep playing, never like put our heads down, no matter like what the score was.
Yeah. What's impressive that you're a two-way player. I mean, both, wide receiver and linebacker. So I had to ask you, just in terms of playing those positions, alternating it, takes a lot of, said reps and just in terms of really excelling at those positions. And just wanted to get from your take, said just in terms of when you're out on the field, switching from offense to defense and then vice versa.
Yeah, our team only had about like 22 kids, so we weren't like that heavy on kids or anything. So I
Mm-hmm.
just needed to step up for my team whenever they needed me, and they wanted me to play 2 ways, and I was glad to play it.
That's great. That's great. You've been playing football since you were 6 years old. Also spent time in the Village Football Association. Can you talk about those times as well, Enrique?
Yeah, I think that was a good experience for me. It helped me learn how to like play football correctly, especially whenever I was younger, like how to tackle properly, how to like just like play football pretty much.
Hmm.
And then as I got older, whenever I turned like 9, 10, that's whenever I started like coming out my shell a little, started like hitting a lot harder, catching balls a lot
Hmm.
more. So
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear. Look, let's talk about in terms of training for a season. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, just the practices, the lifts. Really getting into game shape. Because take a pounding, week after week, said playing the game. There's so much that goes into in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition, resting and recovery. Can you talk about how you've been able to implement that into your regimen? And obviously you know, that work is paid off on the field.
yeah, I've been trying to get work in like at least 2 times a week. I go to a place down in little 30 minutes away from me, and I work on like my agility, strength, everything. I just try to like
Mhm.
try to get better every day, be 1% better every day, and hopefully improve that much. And it shows in my game freshman year.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to hear. Everybody talks about the physicality of football, but I don't think people pay a lot of attention to the mental component. The fact that you really, have to be locked in, focus at the task at hand. So I'm just wondering for you, like, before you take the field, before kickoff, what is transpiring through your mind and just in terms of really um again zeroing in on your those positions of wide receiver and linebacker.
Yeah, I mean before a game, I just try to like see the field, right? Try to remember all the plays, the game plan, everything, and just like get ready for the first kickoff, and
Yeah.
just hit the other person as hard as you can.
Yeah, that is great. Hey, what is that feeling? It's got to be exhilarating, right? When you rush out into the field with your teammates, you know, your brothers in arms, your coaching staff. Just describe that because I think for football, it's an entirely different animal in sport. Just can you again, just how that transpired the last 3 years, at Mill Creek Academy.
Yeah, I'd say before every game, I always got nervous. Like no matter who we played, it could be in the smallest, the biggest team. I always got nervous. But after I just took the first hit or gave the first hit, I was always fine and just ready to
Yeah.
play the rest of the game.
You know, people don't get a true perspective, like bird's eye view, what goes on in the locker room before you take the field, and speech, from the head coach, and just in terms of really trying to get amped up, and again, prepared, said for 4 quarters of battle, with the opposing team. What is that like when you put the pads and jersey on, the helmet, just going through that again, that process?
Yeah, even in like the locker room, I just try to like stay focused and not try to like lose any concentration at all. I just try to stay locked in. Like even from the moment I get out of school, I just try to like focus on the game and nothing else.
Yeah. What, just in terms of putting that jersey on, that helmet, that Mustangs jersey, what did it represent to you, the past 3 years?
Yeah, I mean it was representing my school, like everyone in the community, the whole area. I just wanted to like win for them, win for like the whole World Golf Village area.
Hmm. Just describe playing, just in terms of the setup, uh, home games, at Mill Creek Academy, or did you travel to other sites? Just how that evolved and how that panned out for you as well, Enrique?
Yeah, so Mill Creek didn't have a home field or they didn't have
Okay.
like a football field, so we played
Okay.
most of our games like at either another or yeah, all the games were at another field. So there really wasn't like a home field advantage really.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's an interesting, dynamic because the fact that you're playing all your games on the road, so it's like I'm sure that it's like you take that mentality of us or as them, and like really, because you have to face, said the opposing teams, home fans, said probably band, cheerleaders, you name it, and their supporting staff. But can you talk about at least having, said the players having their families, just in terms of that support? I'm sure that benefited you guys as well.
yeah, we had a dance and cheer team that cheered us on at every game, which is helpful,
Okay.
and we had parents at every game, and that just brought the noise and stuff. I mean, we were
Yeah.
always the loudest team, but it helped us get through the game.
Yeah, that's terrific. Okay, it's just not about being an athlete, being a student athlete. You absolutely been able to flourish in the classroom, 3.6 GPA. I know that uh, at Nease, said high school, you're going to be enrolling, I believe, in the digital design program. You're interested in web design and animation. Just talk about the time management and organization. It's again, never not everybody's cut out for this in terms of being a student athlete. Just how you've been able to get the time management organization pat down and just really balance that out effectively here, Enrique.
Yeah, during my middle school season, we'd always have practice from 6 to 8, and my school got out at like 3. So I try to at least get look at my notes or whatever from the day to like review for the next upcoming test or whatever. And then for this upcoming year at Nease, we have practice right after school, so I'm gonna just try to study like right after practice for like any more tests and stuff.
Yeah. How has your interaction just been with Nice High School? I said you're going to be a freshman there in the fall. Just in terms of uh, just administration, student body, athletic department, can you talk about that? Elaborate on that as well.
Yeah, I'm not zoned for Nice, but I chose to go there because I know the Coach
Okay.
Drafts, because I did a camp with him back in April 2022, and that's how
Hmm.
I first got like a taste. And I really want to go there because I believe I'm good enough to get myself recruited out there. And the other high school I'm zoned for, that they're not really that great at it. They're a younger school, but they're still building. And I'd rather prefer to go to Nice because of the coaches and the traditions and everything they have there.
Yeah, it's outstanding. I think you bring up again another excellent point because tradition is so, again, so vital, when you talk about that cult, building that culture, that environment, a winning culture. And I'm sure for you that is, that's critical, just in terms of attending a school like that, Enrique.
Yeah, yes, sir.
That's great. That's great. Just in terms of Mill Creek Academy, can you talk about what made it special to be a part of that the program the last 3 years?
Yeah, the first year it was special. I was a part to be or a part of the first ever team in school history. Like trying to build success, which we got on to the next year with our first ever win in school history, which was pretty good. And then this year we topped it all off with the playoff appearance.
Yeah. Hey, I administration, I think athletics there as well. Can you talk about me? Because again, to have that structure in place is so again important. Can you talk about that as well?
Yeah, the coaches at Mill Creek have really like pushed us like all year, all 3 years. It's been like pretty consistent with the coaches. We've had the same head coach for the last 2 years, and they've just pushed us every day to our limit. Like even though every time it got hard, they just told us to keep pushing.
Yeah. Hey, it's never easy to leave a program. Can you talk about? I mean, that last time, taking off the jersey, the helmet, the pads, and I mean, just again knowing the immense, as said, success you had the last 3 years. I mean, it's not easy. I mean, I know that you have looking forward to a new school in Nease High School, but just those moments that that time it did occur.
Yeah, the our last game it was a semifinals playoff loss, so obviously it was emotional. My last time ever
Hmm.
playing, oh, that everyone was pretty emotional, and but I'm excited though for to see what like Nice has and what the future has to offer me.
Yeah. No, it's again, that's tremendous. You live in St. Augustine, Florida, with your parents, Dad Carlos and Mom Alejandra, and your sister Maria Lisa. Can you talk about the support from them during this, journey, especially, as said in the game of football?
Yeah, I'd say my dad supports me a lot. He takes me to practices like every or a lot of practices, and then even like workouts. He would be there like every time. Like I like throwing with someone or even just like working out in my home. He would be there.
Yeah. I have to ask you, again, you've been playing football for so many years. I mean, what are some of the intangibles of the game that make it so special that year after year you come back? I mean, obviously the sport has become where it's 24/7, 365. If you really want to be the best, at your craft, can you just what really stands out to you, Enrique?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like the only like I think it's like the best team sport out of like all every sport ever. Like, cause you could be the best player, but like on a bad team, the team will still suck. Like you have to work as a team to to win, and you can
Mhm.
make friendships. You know, they're like your brothers basically.
Yeah. Okay, I have to ask you, any particular games in the last 3 years that really you could point to that where it just everything clicked on all cylinders that you just had that breakout game.
Yeah, I'd say the first game this year we went against. I mean, the opponent was they weren't that great, but it was the first game
Hmm.
of the year, and they thought they were gonna beat us. They were talking smack before the game, and we came out and we beat them 44-0. I like
Yeah.
I feel like every play on I was on defense. I made a tackle. I had two touchdowns that game, and
Hmm.
I just I just showed them.
Yeah, I have to ask you when you cross, especially when you score a touchdown, you cross, said that goal line. What is filtering through your mind? Like, just the fact that I mean, it's the best feeling in the world, but for you personally, scoring those touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean I mean whenever I first get the ball, I just try to like see my way through the defenders and try to put my eyes on the end zone, and I
Yeah.
just locked into like those pylons and just keep running. And then once I like cross the plane, it's just like relief and like excitement at the same time because I know I just helped my team.
For a wide receiver, you have to have that connection with your quarterback in terms of running the routes. And then on the flip side, you know, playing the linebacker is one of the, again, it definitely, it stands out in terms of the most important position because you're really reading the eyes of the quarterback and just surveying the whole field. Uh, Walk me through that because I think a lot of people don't. I mean, and that again, it takes a lot of reps, a lot of it said in terms of repeating that every single time out. Not only the practice, but I'm sure watching film as well. Just again, let everyone know out there how again what you've been able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to get better every day at practice, like just trying to connect that much better with my quarterbacks and with my other linebackers and D linemen, just trying to get on the same page and make sure everything clicks. And, like just
Yeah,
even like throwing, like just a ball,
yeah,
that little split second could make a big difference in a game. So
that's true. That's true. As you know, we live in a day and age of social media, and utilizing I said, especially Twitter out there, Instagram. I mean, there are a bunch of sites, but those two I really hone in on, and I think again benefit the athletes so much. Talk about that. Being able to put your highlight videos on those applications, those platforms, and you get seen by college coaches, recruiters, scouts out there. Just describe that as well, Enrique.
yeah, Twitter's been a big part of. I mean, I'm still obviously learning. I'm young, but it's been a big part of like, it will be a big part of like my future and like my recruiting process. I mean, it's a good way to contact coaches, like find other people, find other quarterbacks to possibly throw with, find like the other competition in the area too.
Yeah. And I don't want to forget the others, I mean, especially Huddle, where you can, have your stats. I mean, you can, implement those into, and add that to Twitter and Instagram, but it's great to have that, as said again on Huddle as well. Couple more left here, Enrique. What, of course, you need time to like kick back, relax. I know some of your hobbies are working out, hanging out with friends, and listening to music. Again, just talk about how you in those moments, those times, you're able to really clear your mind and just relax because knowing how much effort, how much grit and determination you put into your academics and athletics, that you're able to like just ease up for a while and just have that time. Just I'm sure that's something you look forward to.
Yeah, like whenever I work out, just a way to like, and I can just listen. I always listen to music whenever I work out,
Hmm.
and I like music a lot. And it's just a way to like get my mind off things and just like try to like get bigger and stuff. And
Yeah,
then whenever I'm hanging out with my friends, they're like somebody who I can vent to and just talk to about anything and just have fun with, make memories.
yeah. What to pivot back to living in Florida, warm weather state, I said heat and humidity, during those dog days of summer, I said training for a football season. I'm sure that like in terms of that strength and conditioning, that really propels you, because I think that's something that, you know, other states, has said don't get to experience. But just can you again be able to remark on that as well?
Yeah, year round it's always hot in Florida. Like
Yeah.
right now it's starting to get super hot, like low 90s, and it's starting to get really humid like every day.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to work because this is like the hottest days of Florida. So I'm just trying to like work on my craft right now. Because then
Hmm.
it's eventually gonna cool down like a little bit during August, so it won't feel as bad and I'll be more prepared.
Yeah. Okay, have to ask you. Obviously, you have behind you, said football memorabilia, and said poster there. Like in terms of football players, NFL, what wide receivers and linebackers, you look up to, try to follow, and especially during the course of an NFL season, and maybe try to pick up on some of their tendencies and apply it to your game.
Yeah, so I'd have to say my favorite football player is Mike Evans because I've
Okay.
been a fan of the Buccaneers since I was like young. I was 5 years old,
Okay.
and he's always been on the Bucks. He's been my favorite player. He's always been able to go up and catch those 50-50 balls, which I mean, I'm not the tallest, but hopefully I like this summer I can work on to get better and catching the ball
Yeah.
at the apex and fighting for those balls. And he just does a good job of like making people miss and getting off the line.
I'm so glad you brought up that point about the size because I think again, just having that inner strength and just that determination, as said, you obviously um, have that fortitude, to take it out there on the field and be able to go up against stronger kids. Talk about, I mean, because that is a challenge in itself, but the fact you're willing to, meet it head on, said is a testament to you just you know what is how does that feel when you're out there on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I was never the biggest or smallest player on the field, but I don't let my size define me. I just try
Mhm.
to let the person in front of me like know who I am just based off muscle and
Yeah,
grit.
it's great. I think you're in a perfect spot here. Before you get the final word, message for the younger kids out there and athletes, just in terms of, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of competition, as we know, whether it's football or any other sport, and not easy moving up the ladder here. And I'm just wondering, like, what advice you would give to the younger kids out there, just in terms of they want to end up just like being able to have their results pay off on the field, being able to succeed here, Enrique.
I'd say just stay focused and don't get distracted. Just keep grinding, don't stop. I mean, obviously, like have fun and stuff, but don't get distracted.
Yeah, no sound advice, said for those kids. Hey, Enrique, I wanted to give you the final word and message here for family, friends, teammates, and coaches at Mill Creek Academy. And I said now you're, entering a new school in Nease High School. For the student body administration and athletics. So, well deserved. Wanted to, I'm sure there are a lot of people you want to thank.
Yeah, I just want to thank like for my parents and everyone who like helped me like get or helped me play football up to this point, and all the coaches and everyone who I've like trained with and who's helped me get better and like who's helped me like succeed.
That's great. Hey, Enrique, just an incredible honor and privilege being able to speak with you. I said, congrats again on your success at Mill Creek Academy. I'm sure the next 4 years at, Nice High School, we're going to be hearing a lot about you. And, I said, just keep up the great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.